All right, we are back. It is a live edition of the Wrap-Up Show with John and Jim, presented by Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. We laugh because it's like deja vu all over again. I mean, we did this a week ago, thinking that a week ago we were going to get a resolution. We got no resolution. Now I feel like Charlie Brown when Lucy keeps pulling the football from us. So we've got tempered, cautious optimism tonight. John and Jim with you. As you get into the chat here tonight, let us know where you're watching from, because we're watching like you're watching. We know it's happening in New York City. What did John Morosi said? He said, listen, there's at least a chance of a deal by daybreak. Whatever
What does that mean?
I mean, it means that we're here. We're here and we're following along like the rest of Padres fans out there. And again, if you're new to our channel, if you're watching live or on replay, you got to subscribe. We've got year-round Padres content. We're doing this late at night and early in the morning, and we're doing this for Padres fans. So please subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. Please like these videos. Please follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. We'll tell you about our title sponsor in a moment. But again, if you're just getting into the chat, let us know where you are watching from, because you probably feel like we do, which is like, please, pretty please, you're crossing your fingers, but you can't get too excited until this deal gets done.
No. Okay, so John Morosi 28 minutes ago said source. All right, so hold on. Let me pull this up here. Give me 1 second. My great internet is loading.
Does anyone, can we get a GoFundMe? Here's the deal. If anyone does a super chat tonight, it goes to Jim's internet. It's going nowhere else. If
no, I have
super chat tonight.
I just had to pull it up.
Read that.
Right. Okay. It says, source, MLB officials are reviewing the latest MLBPA counteroffer with the possibility of a CBA deal before daybreak still alive.
Dude, don't tease us like that, John Paul.
I mean, that is just the ultimate, like...
That is a tease.
Ah, man. It is a tease. I don't like it.
Well, we're going to get into that. Let's get to Michael, who's the first super chat of the night. You're helping us raise money for Jim's internet. Thank you, Michael,
right
as
now.
Always. We appreciate the super chats, the support of the channel.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate you.
Please let it end. I need Padres baseball back. I mean, everyone's got the itch. It's March 8th. Like, we should be in the middle of spring training right now. And
we should be ready for opening day. Like, we should be planning our opening day party. Like, we should have a John and Jim opening day party ready to go.
I like that. I like that a lot.
All right. Yeah. If you're wherever you're watching from tonight, let us know and we'll give you a shout out. What's up, Brisk?
What's going on?
What's up, Robbie? Shout out to you. Alex, yes.
Okay. That's awesome.
Thank you. Let's see here. Watching in Iowa. All right.
What's going on?
Perfect. Yeah, there is hope. There's hope. He tweeted out something.
The Diet Mountain Dew.
I'm taking it as it's going to be either a long night or he's ready to stay up. I don't know. Probably a long night.
Probably a long night. Yeah.
Probably a long night. Brian, what's up, man? Ooh,
wow.
10 inches of snow.
Jeez.
Bro.
Brian, get back to San Diego. If you're in this chat, you're a Padres fan, get to San Diego.
Get to San Diego. Frank from Idaho. Shout out,
What's going on,
Frank? Missed the live shows. Appreciate you.
Good to have you back. Good to have you back.
Yeah.
Oh, we just got a super chat from Alex.
I saw that. We'll get to that in 2 seconds here. Watching from Vegas. Come play blackjack with me, John, this week.
I'm down, Ryan. Ryan, let me
do it.
Listen, I'm gonna have some late nights starting Thursday night. So hit us up. I'll play blackjack with you Thursday night.
Let's improve Jim's internet. I was on a cruise ship last week, but still followed updates on social media. Hope all is well. Thanks, Alex. Always appreciate you listening, man. You are one of our best listeners and watchers, and appreciate you.
We love the support. Thanks for the super chat. Where'd you cruise to? Let us know where you were on a cruise to.
Buddy Ben Fadden, shout out New York.
Late night. 1 a.m.
Ben is always up, dude. He's like, all right, I'm waiting for a deal. Got to get ready to post some content.
Dude, follow Ben, by the way. If you follow us, if you subscribe to our channel, subscribe to Talking Friars. He's doing awesome work. He really is. Yep. He's grinding it out. The fact that you're with us tonight, Ben, we appreciate that. 1 a.m. in the East, true Padres fan.
Absolutely. All right, let's get back to some shout outs here. Anthony, Los Angeles, hell. Kimberly, this is a nice one. Happy birthday to your son,
thanks,
John
Kimberly.
Jones. And Jones is 3
yours
today.
turns 4 at the end of next month. Hoping I get to take him to a game on his birthday. I hope so too, Kimberly. I really do. Yeah, we celebrated my son's 3rd birthday today. He's never been to a Padres game yet. So hopefully this
Well,
spring or
this is the
summer.
year.
But
Hopefully,
happy
if there's
birthday
games.
to your son as well. Early birthday.
This is a great question from Josh. Bigger deal for Jim. The Seahawks blowing themselves up, or a deal done? If there's a deal done tonight, that would be 1,000 times bigger,
dude,
during our live show.
Oh my gosh!
As of right now, this very moment, I got to go with the Seahawks blowing themselves up.
Well, again, we talked about this like on SportsCenter. Like, what's going to lead SportsCenter? Is it the NFL news or like if the lockout?
I was right.
Actually, it was college basketball. Scott Van Pelt did a lot of college basketball tonight. He did.
Okay.
He did.
Let's give it more shout outs here. Austin, East County, Santee. Shout out from Santee. Great name, Jim from Palm Desert checking in.
Palm Desert. I was just there like 2 weeks ago, wasn't I? Where was I, Jim? PGA West. Is that Palm Desert?
Sure.
In the area of
Palm Springs?
Desert.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Josh and Encinitas. Shout out, Josh. We got someone checking in from Savannah, Georgia.
There's East Coaster.
All right.
What's up, Galileo, the bowler?
Lake Elsinore checking in. Yes, Frank, we do remember last time. We completely... It was we're hoping second time's a charm, like first, so
I don't know if it's going to be like tonight or like in the morning or neither of those 2 times. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. You guys gonna be live the whole night?
Dude, we talked honestly, dude, we talked about that off air. We're like, dude, when John Paul Morosi, JP Morosi tweets, hey, it could be done by daybreak and we're out west and he's out east. I mean, no. Are we going to be on the air till 8 a.m. Eastern?
No.
The problem is we work tomorrow.
Right. And here's the thing too. If a deal gets done tomorrow, we will have all of our show from 3 to 6 to talk about it. And we will also do another wrap-up show
100%
tomorrow night or whenever. Like if it breaks in the morning at like 8 a.m., we'll probably do a wrap-up show in the morning.
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, honestly, if we keep getting tweets on this, it's going to be hard to sleep. That was like a week ago. It's like, is this going to get done?
I know.
I mean,
I will say I did not think it would be this soon. I thought it was going to be longer. If something happens.
But Jesse Rogers, remember, we had a video recently that like blew up because Jesse Rogers said he thought the deal would be done by March 15th. And we're a week in front of March 15th. And
12 days.
He said 12 days on March 3rd. So that could be accurate.
I'd agree. This would be such a great ending to a bonker sports day if it gets done.
Bonkers.
Come on, man. What's up, Willie from Marietta?
What's up, Willie? How are you, man?
Go Pods, go Storm. Absolutely.
Yeah. I got to get to a Storm game this year.
I need some laughs with Don and Mud. Everyone does. Let's see here. More shout outs. I like cheers from Mexico.
Ooh, I love it. What's going on, man? Thanks for tuning in.
Michael, yes, you are always the first super chat. Yes,
Michael, thank you.
Appreciate you.
Again, Jim's internet's going to be amazing by the end of the night. All this money just going right to your internet feed or whatever it is.
I don't make enough to live in San Diego. I mean, I understand that, dude.
Either do we.
We don't make enough either. I'm in a garage, so.
And I'm in Del Mar.
Shut up. Kevin in Virginia. Shout out, Kevin.
What's going on?
Alex said he was in a 7-day Mexican Riviera in Cabo. Jesus,
dude.
Puerto Vallarta.
Dude.
Jeez, man.
You are living the life. Just bring baseball
Austin
back.
And PB. Appreciate you, Michael. Jim sounds very comfortable and natural on the radio. The chemistry carried over.
Thanks for tuning in, by the way. Yeah, if anyone is here that just knows us for the wrap-up show, we've got a radio show. You can listen on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen on TuneIn Radio, iTunes, Spotify, 3 to 6 Pacific, John and Jim.
All right, we got North County. Michael's in Carlsbad. Okay, you live in San Diego, study in Georgia. Got it.
Love
nice. El Centro. Any more here? Alan, you know the bit. You know the bit very well. What kind of fine print shenanigans do you think MLB will try to sneak in? Wrong answers only. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat right now. All right, so
let's talk about what's going on tonight.
Yeah. First, we have talked about Mark yet? Let's talk about Mark Nimitz.
Yeah, we got to talk about Mark. Come on, man. Good point. We're not burying the lead. Mark Nimitz, Farmers Insurance. There's no wrap-up show without Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. He helped get us off the ground. We've been doing it for the last 5 or 6 months. If you have insurance needs and you're a San Diegan, you got to call Mark. I just switched over my homeowners and my earthquake. You've heard me talk about that. He could save you $750 this year. So while the gas prices go up and you're looking to save money, $750 is a lot of money if you've got auto, home, renters, or life insurance needs. If you're a Padres fan, if you're a San Diegan, Mark can help with all of this. He'll talk Padres baseball with you. He'd love to talk Padres baseball with you. There's a link for his site down below. It's Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. A San Diegan and a Padres fan with great service and communication can help with your insurance, can save you $750 this year. If you have any insurance needs in 2022, start with Mark Nimitz if you support the Wrap-Up Show.
And all his information always is above my head. mnimitz at farmersagent.com. That's mnimitz at farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
So I think this all started tonight with an Evan Drellich tweet, which basically was the – yeah, if you can find it.
I'll find it.
It was the owner's proposal to the players, the counter from earlier in the week when the owner said they thought the players' offer was actually a backwards offer. But here tonight, at least in my opinion, we can get into this, I think the owners actually made a somewhat realistic offer where they moved. I'm not saying it's the deal that gets the deal done, but it sounds like they moved. The luxury tax number has gone up from $220 to $230 in this most recent offer, according to Evan Drellich, and then it goes up from $230 all the way to $242 eventually. The pre-arbitration pool is at $40 million, which is up, I want to say something like $10 million. The minimum salaries are way up from $700K to $770K after 5 years. And then there's all these qualifiers. There's all this fine print, to Alan's point. I mean, there's an additional luxury tax they're calling the Steve Cohen tax, because everyone's scared the Mets are just going to spend and spend and spend. I don't know if you saw that. That's what they're saying. So there's that new third tier, which is down below in one of those tweets, that is $60 million over the luxury number. So the point is this: baseball's gone up in the luxury tax. They've gone up in the pre-arbitration pool. They've gone up in minimum salary. And I'm assuming that gets us closer, because they're getting closer to what the players had asked for with the CBT and with minimum salaries and pre-arbitration pool. So honestly, it feels like the owners that finally, at this fake deadline number 2, have made some type of movement towards the players. Now the question is, will it be enough for the players?
And that's the thing, is we are dealing with now literally just money. I don't feel like there's any more conversation about rules, about, DH. Maybe there's talk of expanded, like how many teams are going to be in the expanded postseason, 12 or 14. But I feel like that issue can be resolved fairly quickly with just money. And as you see right now from Evan Drellich, I call him Evan Drellich. You call him Evan Drellich.
Is it Drellich or Drellich, dude?
I don't know. I feel kind of bad if we don't know his name. But anyway,
since we had him on the radio 2 weeks ago,
the players and the owners right now, I feel like, are so close. And you're not dealing with hundreds of millions of dollars. You're dealing with like $10 million, maybe $15 million in that range. And if you can't get a deal done over maximum $25 million, what are we doing here? It's ridiculous at this point. If there's no deal done, then these guys are, then I'm looking at both sides.
Yeah.
I am pro player in this whole situation. The owners are the ones who locked out the players in the beginning, in the first place. I put the blame on them mostly. But if you can't get a deal done tonight, from what it looks like to the average person and to me and you and everyone watching right now, that there seems to be a light at the end of the tunnel. It seems like things are getting pretty close. I don't know what else to say. Like, how can you not get a deal done now with the numbers that are being put up, with the gap that's being closed to an extent, with the main issues, which is the CBT luxury tax threshold, the pre-arb pool, the minimum salary. There's other issues here, but like, you're getting close, like you can, here's my thing too. This deal, whenever it's done, okay, isn't going to be like a 85-year deal.
It looks like 5 years.
Right. That's the thing. And after 5 years is done, you have a good starting point again to get to where potentially the players wanted the deal this time, you know?
I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
like
I'm
5 years
just
from
saying,
now,
like,
yeah,
I don't
it's
care
like,
either. I could give two,
yeah. I
you
mean, the
know,
thing is, the players will have they'll have more issues, I guarantee you, in 5 years
probably.
with the deal than they do today. I will say this, I'm with you that if they get so close to where they don't literally sign it on the dotted line, can they get to a point where there's an agreement in principle and you can get guys in camp and you can get baseball
Right.
underway in
Can we get
spring
something
training?
like
And
agreed
can you
on?
play
Like,
162 games? I don't need to. If it's semantics, if one side says the pre-arbitration number is 50 million and the other says 60, figure it out. To your point, they just
yeah,
signed a
come
deal with
on.
Apple TV today for estimated between 100 and 150 million dollars a year. If we're talking about 10 million here and 10 million
Right.
there, and you're signing $100 million TV deals, then figure this out. That to me, I mean, $10 million is obviously a fortune of money, but in this business, which is $1 billion business, way well more than that, figure out the last 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, and get these players back to work and let
Right.
fans enjoy what they want to enjoy. We've been waiting way too long for this. I mean, this has become already an embarrassment. What Rob Manfred
Mhm.
said last week was an embarrassment. And we need to get players back to work. We need to get fans back in stadiums, and that's got to happen. And the fact that they're getting what appears to be close,
Right.
don't put this off for another week because you know what
Mm-mm.
people are going to say for the next week about baseball. These two sides are clueless and they can't figure this out, and it's an
Mhm.
embarrassment, and they're getting lapped by other sports. So figure this out tonight. This is not rocket science. Other sports figure it out. You figure it out. Baseball.
Yep. I 1000% agree with everything you said there. You saw what happened today in the sports world, right?
Yeah. What are the stories that are of interest to
Uh,
people?
if you're baseball, you are okay. The story is you get lapped by baseball gets lapped by every other sport, major sport,
You're saying
basketball,
nationally.
nationally,
Yep.
football, regionally. Padres rule in San Diego.
Huge.
If you're a
Huge.
Padres fan,
Yep.
you know all you care about is the Padres. But I'm with you. Get it done. Save a look. There's already egg on everybody's faces here.
Mhm.
Okay, with what happened last week, with canceling the first two series of your season, you have a chance here to kind of redeem yourself a little bit and say, look, it took us a little longer, but we got a deal and we're going to play 162. It might not start on time,
Sure.
which it won't, but we're going to play 162. What happened last week was unacceptable. We realize that. We care about the fans, even though they really don't. But we saw the outcry that everyone had towards what happened last week. We realize that we can't have this happen to our game. We love it too much. We know the fans love it too much, and we need this to end right now. And we're playing 162. It might not start on time. We might have to play, a handful of double headers here and there, but we're going to get it done, and we got it done. And that's what needs to happen tomorrow morning. I'm so like,
Yeah.
it just
I mean,
can't.
and
This is
honestly,
unacceptable at this point.
if there's anything we learned from last week, don't leave. I mean, what happened at Roger Dean Stadium? We were on the
Don't
air. We
leave.
were optimistic, and then we were hearing that the sides are going to leave and they're going to, get back together the next day. And there's a 5 p.m. deadline. No, no, no.
No.
There's no more leaving. Okay, so you're already in this New York City whatever meeting room. It's 108 in the
You're your
east.
home base.
What can you not accomplish at 108 in the morning that you can accomplish tomorrow at 2 in the afternoon? You're already there. You're already there. Push this
Did you?
thing across the finish line for baseball's fans
Uh-huh.
because you can only pull the football out from Charlie Brown so often on baseball. Like
Right.
after the strike of 94, and a lot of the viewers here tonight are going to remember this, the sport took forever to get its attendance numbers back to where they were before
It took
the
steroids.
strike. It took baseball from Montreal. It took the steroid era to get the game back to the way it was. I mean, there's a zillion things that happened as it related to the strike in 1994 that were awful for the game, and nobody wants to repeat that. Nobody wants to see that again. It's been so long. It's been 27 years. We had forgotten about it. Now it's fresh in our minds, and it's just not right for the fans of the sport. I would say it this way. I just don't think it's right for Padres fans. Like, you've been waiting for this for 25 years. The Padres haven't been in a World Series in forever. This is like this unbelievable era where the Padres are spending and Peter Seidler is vested and fans are into it, and we're not going to get a full season. Like, give me a break. We just lived through a pandemic, and I can't have a baseball season 2 years later. This is the night. This should be done.
Right.
They need to think about people other than themselves tonight. They need to think about what is on the line here for the fans of this sport. And while you might want to push this off till tomorrow at 5 p.m., do it tonight. If you think you can get it done by 5 p.m. tomorrow, don't leave tonight. Get it done tonight.
Get it done tonight. And Alan, I was just about to say this, like, get food. They got DoorDash,
They
McDonald's.
did, right? Yeah.
I think I said, are they all high? Like, you get a bunch of McDonald's delivered to you at what time is it? 1 a.m. there in New York? I mean, you're a little desperate there. I love McDonald's, but you're right. You can't leave. You just can't.
Don't go.
Don't go. Stay. Get a deal done. Tomorrow morning, this deadline that Major League Baseball has attached to this, we know it's not a hard deadline because they said they had a hard deadline last week. And then they said they had a hard deadline tonight. And now they're saying they have a deadline tomorrow. Which,
yeah, it's a little bit like yelling fire in the movie theater. Like, is there a fire or not? Like, how many times can you use this as a negotiating tactic?
Right. Because at some point, players are going to be like, actually, there's really no hard deadline here. Like, we're still going to get 162 games in.
Right.
And that's a big point for the players, is like, which I think baseball kind of has over the players, which is dumb, is that if there's not 162 games,
they don't get paid in full.
They don't get paid in full. And damn well, if that happened, players would be pissed off. And that would cause another wrinkle and problem to this whole entire thing that doesn't need to happen. You just don't need that with what's going on. There's in your negotiations, right? There's more important things in your negotiations than all of a sudden creating another problem of players being ticked off that they're not going to be paid in full. So,
right,
get a full season.
100%. And I will say this. The deadlines created action twice last week when we sat here thinking the thing was over. And then this week where we've got more cautious, we're going at it from a more cautious perspective. But it really does feel like, Jim, one of these deadlines ultimately leads to this deal being done. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a zillion things that need to be resolved. Like you said earlier, it's coming down right now to money that isn't hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions or billions of dollars. It's tens of millions right now. And they always told us
a lot.
And remember what Jeff Passan has said over the last couple of weeks. He's always said, listen, when they get to the CBT, they're getting to the nitty gritty. That was supposed to be the last part of the CBA agreement. So this is the nitty gritty right now. So, and that's where we are. And my thinking is this: if we're talking about $5 or $10 or $15 million in CBT, just get these guys in camp. Like you two sides, players union and owners, figure out the last $5 million, whatever. Figure it out Wednesday at 5 p.m. Just agree in principle and get these players in camp. Get spring training games underway and get 162 games on the schedule. That's how I see it.
Like, how embarrassing is it for your sport that the players have to set up their own training facility and training site in Arizona?
Yeah, what does that even look like?
I mean, I saw Mark Melanson there today. He was doing stuff. But again, for your sport, you are dealing with a major, I want to say, image crisis. And to get your sport back going after what happened in the world of sports today and football, you need a win. Like, the sport needs a win bad. And the win is getting a deal done and positive news. Because the only time you were talked about in the national media is when there's negative things happening in your sport. So can we get a win here and stop all this bickering with the money issues and the tinkering of the deal? This is not a 100-year deal. This is a 5-year deal, right? Max, potentially.
Yeah, looks like 5-year deal.
Okay. Well, you hear players talk about we're here for the future of the sport. I don't think baseball is going anywhere in 5 years, guys. Same thing with the owners. Like, baseball's not going anywhere. You guys can negotiate again and do something in the future if you get at least close to what you guys want.
Right. If you're getting 90% of what you wanted, you're not going to get. That's how negotiation works. It's like a trade. You don't win every trade, right? You're going to lose some trades. The other team's trying to win too.
When you trade, okay, there's always a part of those trades that hurt. And it's just, in baseball, you'll hear AJ Preller say, look, every trade I've made, part of that trade, it hurt us or hurt me to trade that player. you're never looking at a trade. Well, maybe sometimes you are, but I would say a lot of times trades happen in baseball and in other sports as well. There's always a part of that trade that hurts. Rarely do you probably see guys say 100% they're so glad that they got rid of these players that they're not worried at all and blah, 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 blah. That doesn't happen that much.
The Tatis trade is like a generational trade, and you can get, and that will happen. But you're right. I mean, the trades, the whole point of them is for two teams to win. Pull up Michael's super chat.
We would have had the first televised spring. Yes. Yeah, we would have.
So we've already missed that. Is that how far we are into spring training? That's crazy.
Well, we are
like 10 games
2.5. We're 3 weeks away, right? Still?
Yeah.
This week?
3 weeks, literally.
2.5.
23 days. Yeah, 23 days. So that's a great point, Michael. And we appreciate the super chat as always. Before we get back to the chat, and there's a lot to chat about, we need to tell you about our newest partner, Aura. We want to welcome Aura to the wrap-up show. They are a natural supplement, plant-based nutrition company. They've got all types of things that can improve your health in 2022. I've been taking a probiotic every single day. It's good for digestion, heart health, mental clarity, so much more. Jim's been taking proteins from Aura. They've got fish oils. They have so many products that can help your health, whether it's your health, your spouse's health. Their co-founder, Will, is a San Diegan and also a huge Padres fan, and he wanted to have this offer for our viewers, which was 30% off your first order using promo code WRAPUP at the link down below for Aura. So use the promo code WRAPUP at the link down below. You get 30% off. But again, if you're looking to change your health in 2022, we probably all are, this is the best supplement company on the market because it's plant-based. So we suggest going with Aura if you want that 30% off to support the wrap-up show.
And it's not just pre-workouts, which I take every time I work out. This raspberry lemonade flavor, jitter-free, tastes delicious. It's amazing. It's everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. And if you want to do that, go to www.aura.organic right now. We are giving you a special promo code for 30% off. Wrap Up is the promo code. Use that in your checkout. You'll get 30% off your first order. And yeah, if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, this is the place to go. Aura was on Shark Tank. It's San Diego based. The owner is from San Diego, huge Padres fan. I know he watches the Wrap Up show.
Oh yeah.
So go support our sponsors. That'd be greatly appreciated. And use our promo code. We're helping you, and you're helping us. So you'll thank us later once you go there and get your first order. 30% off, promo code WRAP UP.
So again, this is the wrap-up show on YouTube. We've been doing this really since the start of the offseason. If you're new to our channel, watching on live or replay, please make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified when we have new videos. Hit the like button. I saw Alex just mention we feel like at 11 likes tonight. Again, people are they're tempered. I mean, there's a lockout. We're hoping it ends. But if you're here, hit the like button. Follow us on Twitter, by the way, at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. I mean, what a crazy offseason. I mean, we started this before the lockout. We thought we were going to head into the lockout, and we did.
Like, oh, we're fine. It'll be over.
Yeah, it'll be over. 100 days. Okay. We're 100 days in, roughly.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I know. He was carrying his camera around. A douche. Oh, God. He was carrying his camera around.
I know.
Well, it probably will be the only time he can be on the baseball field for a while, because once the lockout ends, you would think he's going to have to go on administrative leave.
Suspension's going to be handed down.
Suspension's going to be handed down, something. Let's see here. I like this question right here from Joseph. How many more moves do you see the Padres making? I'm going to say 5.
That's a lot of moves. I agree. I mean, they have 5 moves to make. They need help in their bullpen. They need an outfielder. They need a DH. They absolutely need to upgrade the back of their rotation. If it's Nick Martinez, potentially that's an official move. I mean, it's 4 easy, and there'll probably be an additional reliever, right?
Or a trade.
Yeah, 100%. I think 5 moves is realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was more than that.
Pods fan asked, will the CBT increase give Preller more wiggle room to spend on free agency?
I think so. I mean, we're talking 230 now. What did we say last year was, Jim? 210?
210.
So, yeah, I mean, again, you need a DH. There's no question.
It all depends on Peter Seidler. Like, if Peter's okay with spending that much money, then
cool
they'll spend that much money. I mean, they're at 185 million right now.
You've got chips on the table. put the rest of the chips in the middle. You know, I mean, you
Go
got
all in.
real chips. You got real chips on the table. What's another $20 million to win? So I do think it gives him wiggle room. I think it's a really good point. I think that number is
Right.
going to be more than 230 in the end. I think it's going to be like 235. So he might have 25 million to work with if he so chooses, which is a lot of money. That's two big free agents
Additions.
potentially.
And maybe some trades and
Give
a
me some
couple
Seiya
smaller
Suzuki and
deals.
Seiya and Nelson Cruz, and see you March 31st at Petco.
Yeah, I like that. Or maybe like April 6th.
Yeah, April 1st.
Whatever. Didn't DoorDash tonight, but listening safely at home in Temecula. Let's go Aztecs. Yeah, big game
Thanks,
Thursday.
Pedro. It's much safer to just watch us from home.
Right. Sergio, great listener,
Yeah.
viewer. Okay, guys, prediction. Is Hosmer or Myers getting traded before opening day? I'm going to say no.
I'll say no. There's just not time. I mean, again, if there was a salary floor, and I see some people chatting about that tonight, there's not going to be a salary floor. I mean, we're so far into this that there's not going to be a salary floor. The players don't want it. And that's too bad, because I think with a salary floor, you could move one of these two contracts.
Did you see that Hosmer's going to be talking tomorrow on like a podcast with Brian O'Grady?
Oh, is that Brian O'Grady's podcast?
Yeah. I forget what it's called.
I mean, I don't think it'll be that controversial, probably.
Well, it's interesting because he hasn't talked to the media at all in San Diego since the trade deadline last year.
Yep.
And now he's talking, obviously, to a former teammate, but I'll be interested to see what he says. I may tweet.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, I'm curious. I mean, that might be a future wrap-up video, to be honest with you. Wrap-up show video here on YouTube based on what he says. King. Yeah, I guess I'm curious.
Me too, Travis. Let's do it together.
Jeez. I won't go that far, but I'm trying something.
How about you try meat?
Yeah. Oh, right. I will.
Be a man. Right. Eat regular food.
I'll go from a vegan to a meat eater if this deal gets done in the next 20 minutes.
All right. Let's get it done, guys. Thank you, Elite. You're the GOAT, actually. Appreciate you.
We appreciate you watching tonight.
Olsen and Cruz. Okay. There we go. That's a dream right there.
Yeah.
Olsen, Cruz, and Seiya Suzuki. Who says no?
At that point, you're like a World Series favorite.
You would have to be. Let's see here. I like this question from Jim. Thoughts on the new hitting coach? Don't really know much about him because he hasn't been able to talk to anybody because of the lockout. But Michael Berdar, 28-year-old from Michigan, was with the Giants. He was like a coordinator last year with them. He also worked in their minor league system. I just go back to what Bob Melvin said about him, that they need somebody to relate to the players and talk the players' language. And this guy is a guy who they viewed as the guy that could do that. So I'm all for it. You know, try something new. And you're also not going to just have him be the hitting coach. You're going to have Michael Berdar. You're going to have Matt Williams is there as well. You're going to have other pieces around the team. Who is his name? Flaherty. I forget his first name.
Who? Ryan Flaherty?
Ryan Flaherty. Yeah. He's also there as like a offensive coordinator, you know, like, so
yeah, whatever that even means.
I don't know, but it's not just Michael Berdar who is your hitting coach. You have multiple pieces there. You have old school, you got new school, you have in between, and I think it's a good mix. I like it.
I'll go back to an article Kevin Acee wrote like within the last couple of days where he said it was 5 years ago Saturday, Jim, that Berdar was playing for the University of Michigan against the University of San Diego. So that was 5 years ago Saturday. He's not even 28, by the way. You said he's 28. He's 28 in April. So it's unconventional and it's outside the box, but I agree with what you said. Relatability to players is critical. The ability to take analytical information and make it digestible to today's player is crucial. Now, Padres have had a lot of hitting coaches, if we're being honest, over the last decade.
Dude, I know you got here only 6 years ago?
Yeah. But 5 seasons ago.
It was every single year, and you know, because you've been here for
they've had 5 hitting coaches in 5 years, right?
Dude, hitting coach after hitting coach after hitting coach. Like, what are we doing here? Hopefully, you know, it's a thing now with Bob Melvin as the manager. Like, I don't know, these coaches actually stick and stay.
That'd be nice. Again, I mean, if
Yeah.
you have a 27-year-old, I mean, hopefully it's not like a 1-year deal. Like, come on. Like, hopefully this guy is going to be around for a couple of years because he's not going to be
Right.
a manager at 28 or 29. So hopefully he's here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm. Travis is right. Getting the popcorn ready to read Padres Twitter after the Haas podcast.
That's some content on the radio too. Wrap-up show and on the radio, John and Jim. Yeah, I'm
we
with
will
you,
definitely
Travis.
play that tomorrow for sure. I just hope he doesn't stick his foot in his mouth because here's the thing. He is such an easy target. He is the easiest target for all Padres fans to go after. So just if I'm him, I just keep it as vanilla as possible. Because I mean, he has to be aware of how the fan base feels about him, right?
I want him to like demand a trade on this podcast tomorrow.
Oh my dude. Could you imagine?
He's going to hold out.
Oh my.
Unless he's dealt.
I would lose. I mean, I would. I have the gifts ready. I have the videos ready. I have the everything. I have it all ready. If Hosmer comes out and he just says, "I'm not going to camp. I want to be traded." That would be
it's not going to happen.
It wouldn't happen. But still.
Doesn't really happen in baseball.
AJ Preller's blood is 99% Red Bull. He doesn't need an IV.
Well, he's probably watching right now, but he's probably
like doing this. He's like, "Is it over? Can I make some trades? Can I sign some players?"
He's one of these names. He's one of these people in the chat tonight.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Yes, we remember the Jace Tingler era. God. Very crazy times.
We literally are the only two humans in the world that covered every single game of the Jace Tingler era post game for 220 something games over 2020 and 2021, and we were critical. I mean, there were some good moments like 2020 second half of the year, and there were some awful moments like the 16-inning game against the Dodgers and the tailspin in the final 2 months of 2021. I mean, I think we wish him the best. I know he's a bench coach now, and maybe he'll be a manager again in the big leagues, but the Padres were supposed to be winning now, and they had a rookie manager, and that just didn't make sense. It just didn't jive.
Here's a name that I saw talked about from AJ Caswell and Kevin Acee today.
Yeah.
I didn't read their articles, but Jose Castillo.
I saw that as well. Because, it's all about his health, obviously.
Yep. And, I think when he was brought up in 2019, or at least he came on the scene, I think 2019. Might have been 2018. Was it 2019?
It's been a while.
It might have been 2019 or 2018.
Well, whatever.
Doesn't matter. But he was a weapon, And
I remember it.
The more bullpen pieces you have, the better. Him being a lefty, the stuff he has, if he's healthy, I like that a lot. I'm not going to say like, oh, he's a closer, but just as another weapon out of your bullpen, I like that a lot. Like Michel Baez, he was hurt last year. He's another guy that potentially could be a weapon.
Listen to this. Jose Castillo in 2018 was 5th among lefty relievers with a 35% strikeout rate. The top 4 were Hader, Chapman, Doolittle, Brad Hand. So that's how good he was.
Is that
52 strikeouts in 38 innings, 34.7% strikeout rate.
So is that good?
Dude, if he's healthy and if he's anything like that, that is just a huge, massive, massive addition.
Let's see here. When does off-season moves begin? If this lockout is agreed to by tomorrow, well, if this lockout's agreed to by 10 o'clock a.m. tomorrow morning, Pacific Coast time, I think 10:01 is when you can start officially doing stuff.
I don't know that, Will. It's a great question. I think it's going to be very quick because if players who reported today, Jim, that players would be in camp by Friday if a deal was in place by today.
Passing.
Yeah. So I mean, to that point, Will, what do you have? Maximum 24 hours of time where before it starts. I think that's even long. I think if the CBA signed, then it's like all systems go.
Right.
So it's going to be a short period of time.
Off to the races.
Yeah, like the most time, like a day, and hopefully even less than that. Yeah. So I mean, I think if this deal
bunch of moves.
Yeah, if this deal gets done tonight, I mean, you're talking about baseball being back to baseball maybe tomorrow. I mean,
Hope so.
So again, that's why we're like crossing our fingers, and you're not holding your breath because we went through this last Monday night. But man, can you imagine if this thing comes to an end? Oh man, please end.
It's a good question from Joseph. Are you guys still doing a wrap-up show on 1360 when the season starts again, or will be live here?
Is a very good question, Joseph.
Here's the thing, Joseph. To go into studio,
there's only 24 hours in a day
after every game, and do a 3-hour live radio show every afternoon. Very tough.
So John doesn't live do it on YouTube.
John doesn't live close to the studio. I moved a little farther away from the studio. So that's one of the reasons why we chose to do a YouTube channel. It's much easier for us. I think it's much easier for people to consume than going to the radio. iHeartRadio app is the easiest thing to do. Download it. It's a free app, greatest app on the for consuming music and podcast. But we're gonna do the wrap-up show on YouTube, and we're also going to make it available
via podcast, right?
Via podcast. So when the season starts, we will be here.
Yeah, and we're going to do YouTube. We're going to do some Twitter Spaces during the year. Yep. We're going to do tons of radio content, like Jim said, on John and Jim from 3 to 6. We'll have extra podcast. I mean, you know us. I mean, all we do is we spend all 24 hours consuming ourselves with this type of content. Our middle names
are content.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we do. And we're only going to do more of it once this lockout ends, which is kind of exciting, to be honest with you.
Do y'all think it gets done tomorrow morning?
Don't ask that question.
I don't know. Yeah, YouTube platform's great. Yeah. We love it too.
YouTube's crazy. Dude, I'll be honest. I didn't use it until we started doing this. Really, I mean, you'd go to YouTube if you just wanted to look something up.
What did Bob just say?
What's that?
I saw someone say Bob just tweeted.
Oh, Bob tweeted.
What did Bob say? Now it's probably not passing. If it was passing, like freaking out.
If it's Bob, he's probably like deal done, which means no deal.
He just said a week ago, MLB and the MLBPA had a 16.5-hour marathon.
15 hours. That's interesting.
They hit the 15-hour mark tonight.
That's interesting. I didn't realize it's been that long. It's 1:30 in the morning. They started in the morning. Wow. I mean, that's a long day.
Good. I'm tired of them not like just meet until it's freaking done.
Jesus. Yeah, 15 hours. And again, it's less publicized. It's kind of, behind the scenes right now. I feel like there's a scenario where they could figure this thing out. I mean, why else? Like we said last week, why would you meet for 16 and a half hours?
Right.
And they didn't get it done. Now they're meeting for 15 hours to not get it done again, to walk away from another deal and say it's not sufficient. Maybe. I mean, maybe push it off for another week. I mean, here's the truth. By the players not signing that deal, Jim, they're getting a better deal.
Right.
That's what's happened. CBT's up. Minimum salaries are up. Pre-arbitration pool is up.
Yep.
100%.
They're getting closer. It's all about money now. It's all about money. And when their money is that close, like how can you not get a deal done? Shout out from Denmark.
Simon, what's happening?
Status of the talks.
Ongoing.
I'm not going to say close because we got burned on that before. But I would say positive.
It is 7:33 in the morning in Denmark tomorrow. So you tell us, Simon, is the deal done? Because it's already tomorrow there.
Yeah, what happened in the morning?
And by the way, stay safe in Europe. Thanks for watching.
Yes. Bob, the Twitter jinx is still in effect. No deal until he says there's definitely no deal.
That's a great point by Jeff. How does Bob Nightingale have a job, Jim? I mean, if I constantly got things wrong, would anyone watch this?
And John Heyman can suck it, by the way.
You hate John Heyman.
Hey, when you block me for literally like no reason, and the reason I guess why you did, because I didn't even I don't even know what I said.
Here we go.
You're soft, bro.
You're so mad about it. This happened like in 2018.
Well, I didn't even know it until I tried to check his Twitter, and I can't check it because he blocked me.
But you can. Here's the beauty. Just log in as John and Jim.
I do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is I would understand if someone blocked me if I said something mean or vulgar to them, which I don't do on Twitter. I just don't. But to block me
just
for
doing it in
whatever
real life.
just in real life, yeah, I'll say it to your face. But I mean, dude, you're soft, bro. Grandal, okay. Did I tell you I'm blocked by Grandal, my personal?
That's interesting.
Congratulations.
Honestly, a lot of people that are real fans end up getting blocked because if you spend a lot of time on social media and you interact, it can happen. What?
I don't know.
I like it.
So good. I do agree. Beware of the troll Twitter accounts. Always look for the blue check mark. Pass and tweet got me good today.
Really? Interesting. Interesting.
So
I didn't see that
passing.
today. I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I mean, again, Passon tweets so infrequently during these labor negotiations.
Yeah,
you're just waiting for that Passon bomb.
He's waiting. Like I guarantee you, in his drafts, he has the tweet ready. It's just all he needs to put in is
definitely
length of the deal.
Yeah, or something easy. He's already got it written. Like
he's already has already has multiple articles written for whatever they choose. He knows the people in baseball. He knows the timetable of everything. A couple tweaks here and there, real quick, but he has it ready in his drafts. No doubt about it. Because it's going to be some long thought out deal tweet, or he might just tweet done deal, which would be pretty savage.
I could see that.
Yeah. I agree, Matt. Passon and Drellick are the only two I rely on the most. Drellick has been tweeting more frequently. He tweets about literally everything going on with the lockout.
He's obsessed with the labor negotiations, which is a great thing now.
Passon, he'll tweet when there's some type of finality to whatever's happening that day with the talks. Could someone please
Hey, Mark, what's up, man?
What up, Mark?
Here's Mark Nimitz, folks. Title sponsor, wrap-up show.
Great GOAT, Mark Nimitz.
Call him in the morning if you have insurance needs. Call Mark. Click on the link down below.
Has anybody been blocked by Hosmer?
Jim, you should be.
I probably should be.
You really should be.
Does he have? He has a Twitter. I know that, but I never go at. I never will go at somebody on social media.
Sure, not like at the handle.
Yeah, and look, I'm not talking about him like personally. Like I'm talking about him as a baseball player.
No, you're talking about him personally too. We talked about his wedding for like 10 straight days.
But I never criticized his wedding. I never said his wedding was a joke. I thought his wedding was actually kind of amazing. I was kind of jealous of it all, and I wish I got an invite. But like at the same time, I'm criticizing you for your baseball play, which you're not a good baseball player.
Eric wants an update from Chino Hills. I mean, the update is they're in 15 hours in, Eric. 15 hours into today's negotiation, which is now tomorrow's negotiation in New York. And, last week we're all like, yo, if you meet for 16 hours, you're going to get this done. And they didn't. They're getting closer, according to Evan Drellich, because the owners have offered more than ever. The CBT number is up to $230 million. The minimum salary numbers are up. The arbitration number is up, but the deal isn't done. And there's probably the fine print, right? There's all these international draft. I mean, there's a zillion things probably. There's probably 5 or 10 things in the fine print that have to be ironed out, and the dollars. Like you said, Jim, I mean, they're getting closer in dollars, but it doesn't sound like the dollars are done. We haven't seen that from anyone as of yet.
No. We won't talk about this, Travis. We won't even mention what you're referring to.
Dude, next July 31st or whatever, what are we going to say when Ken Rosenthal tweets?
Dude, because the hope is and the belief is that the Padres will be in it. So damn well that Preller and this team are going to try to make some trades.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about huge names.
Yeah, it's just that's who Preller is. If this team is in it, which we all believe they will be, you can bet your ass that the Padres will be brought up multiple times in trade talks. So
1,000%.
It's gonna be
What did
Snell what Snell doing?
Snell went live on Twitch is because he's playing like Call of Duty or something, right?
Yeah. If he says anything, let us know.
Yeah, please follow that, Michael, because I am curious.
But also watch us too.
Yes, stay on multiple screens. How about Mark saying? I was going to say, Mark said, Morosi tweeting gave me a sliver of hope. I'm with you. Like Morosi, I mean, he's pretty reputable. I mean, he's had some things that have been spot on, that's for sure. So, and what did he say? That it could get done by the morning?
Yeah, but you also have to remember here, all right? Morosi, Nightingale, and that
MLB Network.
soft John
Yeah.
Heyman, all MLB Network. Not particularly Bob, but Bob is getting his information from the owners.
Bob, yeah.
So John and John,
Yep.
those guys, Major League Baseball Network, okay? They're getting their information from the owners.
Right. That's fair.
I like this one. Hosmer can't block anything.
Jeez. Maybe with the bigger base, it'll be easier for him to field.
Maybe he'll actually find the base this time on some, he'll take his bag on. Yeah, we need to start a petition for this, John. We need to throw out the first pitch next year sometime.
I'm sure we'll be the opening day first pitch, the wrap-up show.
Yeah, they'll love that.
From the guys that the guys that do radio for the non-flagship.
Yeah. And then Hosmer can catch my first pitch.
Oh, Matt, he probably wouldn't though.
And then he can sign the baseball, and I can
go
chuck
like
it
off
in the
his
stands.
mitt, carry him away.
Yeah. Utah Jazz fan, and this Padres team reminds me so much of the Jazz.
That's interesting. I don't know. That's interesting. I mean, what the Jazz? How are they this year, Jim? If I want to say a year ago, they were unbelievable, right?
They're good. They're always a team that is a good team, but doesn't have that alpha superstar. Donovan Mitchell is a
great
star.
Player. Yeah.
But is he like the KD, Steph, LeBron, the go-to guy in the postseason? Maybe. I don't know. The thing with the Padres is they have a couple of those guys that potentially are Tatis and Machado. Those are bona fide superstars, especially Tatis. So a little different than the Jazz. It's hard to also compare NBA team to Major League Baseball team. We got to bring it in.
I'll give you Tom.
Conference tournament, John.
I'll just say this, and I got my Aztecs glass tonight with the old school logo.
Very nice.
I'll say, listen, under Brian Dutcher, they've been to the championship game all 4 years. Don't count out San Diego State. That's all I'll say. I think they're safe either way, Tom. They're going to go to the NCAA tournament. But you can't count out San Diego State in the Mountain West tournament. You just cannot do it. So hopefully, Tom, is my answer. Hopefully.
He tried to scoop the first pitch talking about Hosmer.
That's a really good comment.
If we had a giveaway, I would want to give you something, Travis. That's pretty good.
We don't.
I agreed. The thumb is going to get a definite workout every 5 seconds waiting the Padres moves once the deal is done. Could you?
I'm refreshing right now when the deal's not done, just to find out if the deal's going to get done.
Well, you would think, Dennis Lynn is at the ready. Kevin Acey's at the ready.
AJ
Cassavell, who broke the Bob Melvin news, he's ready.
Right. I mean, they're in Peoria.
They are. Yeah, they're there watching. So, Alex, I know. I'm sorry. Sorry, Alex.
Oh, I missed it.
He says he's having PTSD from last week.
I know.
Which
so
kind of did
Alex.
the same exact thing.
So are we.
That only happened last week. It felt like
it was last Monday night. It was 8 days ago.
Felt like a year ago that happened.
I know.
Get to Trevor here. Rather have Schwarber than Cruz. DH, to be honest. Could get Hosmer a breather every often.
Here's the one thing with Cruz. Look at Cruz's numbers in Tampa. To Trevor's point, they weren't good. After the trade, his numbers were really bad. Now, before the trade, he was a 900 OPS guy. But, I mean, it is a fair point. Cruz is not a kid. I mean, he's in his 40s. So, there's something to be said for that. It's not like a guaranteed home run 900 OPS guy in San Diego if you sign Nelson Cruz. I just like the clubhouse element of it, the leadership role plus a good professional hitter. I'd sign up for that, but I'm not opposed to Schwarber either.
And it's not going to be a multiple year thing. It's a 1 year deal.
Schwarber's going to be multiple years.
You have to give Schwarber multiple years. And who knows? I mean, he might want more than what people think he should get. Because he can be like, look, I'm an all-star. I had a run last year where I probably would have led the league in home runs if I didn't get hurt. I mean, he went on an absolute tear before the All-Star game. Remember that? He had 20 home runs in 21 games. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So, He's going to be a multiple-year player. And do the Padres have the money? Like, if you sign Schwarber to you can like, could the Padres theoretically sign Suzuki to a multiple-year deal, Schwarber to a multiple-year deal? They're still going to sign a couple more pitchers to multiple-year deals. Is that realistic here? And they also need bench pieces.
I mean, these are good questions. By the way, real quick, can we just update, because we've talked a little bit about like what's going on with the negotiation, but if people are here right now watching, they might want to know like what else is holding this thing up. So I mentioned briefly that they're trying to put in this additional luxury tax threshold because of like Steve Cohen, the Mets owner, because everyone's fearful. I'm talking about from the owner's perspective, he's going to blow right by it because there's not enough tax negative incentives for him not to do it. Like, why won't he spend $500 million is what the owners are saying. So they're trying to put in this additional tax, $60 million over the CBT. So if the CBT is 230, they're trying to put an additional tax at 290. Also, the owners, at least earlier tonight, were insisting on an international draft. So this is something that, from the club perspective, people believe would level the playing field, right? As opposed to the Yankees going out and buying, say, Suzuki, I'm making it up, for $200 million. If there was an international draft that would level it for all 30 clubs. So, like, those are some of the things that were being discussed. What's the tax threshold going to be on the CBT? Is there going to be the Steve Cohen tax? And are the owners going to be able to force through an international draft or not? That was definitely being discussed tonight.
Yeah, and those are the things that are, I guess, holding up a deal. Like,
maybe that sounds kind of like a big deal. Like, are we going to say, like, at the 11th hour, oh yeah, just have the international draft? Sure. Like, that's a big deal. How do you conduct an international draft?
But if those are the only things that are holding up a deal from being completed, then you have to stay overnight. You have to fix those things in the morning.
If that's all it is. Yeah. If it's like
if that's all it is.
Yeah. It's interesting.
And
by the way, they're not meeting in person, I don't believe. They're each in their respective New York City offices. They're like on Zoom or phone.
That's fine. Who cares? Yeah. I don't want to see reporters tweeting back and forth that, players and owners are walking back to each other's rooms to present deals.
Just waste 30 minutes. Yeah.
Like, we have technology. Like, you guys could have just texted this whole time.
Each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, we're working on it. Like, guys, just text. Go on Zoom. Let's get to Matthew here. I like this question. Would a Jock Myers platoon work in right field, and we still get Suzuki in left field with Grisham? I mentioned Jock Peterson as like a cheap, maybe like 2-year deal guy who has succeeded in the postseason. They need a left-handed power bat. He's not an everyday player, but if you can find like some platoon situation in the outfield, I think that would work. But at the same time, you also need an everyday left fielder.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, are you platooning Will Myers at $20 million a year? I'm not opposed to it. You might get greater production out of it, a platoon. But, like, does he have to play more than 90 games or 100 games at what he makes? It's like you're kind of screwed there. You're kind of screwed with that deal. I mean, I think Myers could put together a good year. I think it's possible. He doesn't really.
It would be
I
was gonna say it would be such a Myers thing in his final year as a Padre.
Yeah, he's gonna hit like 308 with 39 homers and 109 RBIs.
Ball out.
I'm fine with it.
And everyone's gonna want him back after this year.
No, you're good.
But that's what's gonna happen, and I would love it if it happened. But it'd be such a Will Myers thing to do.
I mean, Eric then says, you'll be happy when Peterson is outperforming Myers. I mean, that's fair. It's possible.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, this is a good point from Joseph and David coming in. Like, the Padres take advantage of the international market. Now, there's rules now in the international market that didn't exist, like with that 2016 class in spending. I agree with David's point. I mean, there's a way there are inherent advantages with scouting well overseas, right? The Padres have scouted and spent money overseas. Mm-hmm. If there's a draft in place, does that change that advantage that the Padres have had on their side these last handful of off seasons? Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Preller loves the international draft. He loves international signings. He spends more than any other team on international signings.
Yeah. That one class they spent what they spent. I mean, they spent like $100 million or whatever.
The
Marcano
Morejon draft, right?
Yeah, Morejon. Yep. Not draft, signings.
No, signings.
They just signed.
Yeah.
There's no draft.
Yeah. Man, so I don't know. I don't know, man. Let's see here. I mean, yeah, Alex, I don't know if they would bite the bullet. I just do know that this team and organization doesn't feel like Eric Hosmer can contribute offensively like they hoped for when they
Right.
signed him to this massive deal, 8-year
We
deal.
have heard that. Yep.
And is that going to be a situation where, like, with the team just finally acknowledging that they're going to try to cut ties as soon as possible, or are they going to continue down this road of hoping you get something out of Eric Hosmer? I really am curious to see if Eric Hosmer is on this team, right? What's the reaction going to be every time he just grounds out? Now,
No,
I know
it's
it's
not
not.
going to be as bad as you think. I'm telling you. Maybe on social it will, but not in the ballpark. You know it. It's not going to be what you think it is.
Dude, there were times last year when I went to games and there were boos for Hosmer. And I remember opening day last year. I think it was opening day. And he got no applause
Yeah,
for his
he'll get
introduction.
no applause. Yeah, definitely.
None.
Yeah.
To me, that says that the fans that are like, because there's sections of fans. I think, we have the social media fans. We have fans that actually still believe in Eric Hosmer. And a lot of them are season ticket holders.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things where I think people are starting to realize, like, this ain't it, man. Like, we're done.
What do you mean starting to realize?
I'm talking about the people that liked Eric Hosmer.
I mean, that's becoming a fewer and far between by the day.
We do too, Elite. We hope there's a deal in the morning, and we'll be with you too.
Yeah, Jim, what time are you waking up? Let's say there's a deal. Is there a way for me to get? Do I come by your home with like a foghorn, or how do I wake you?
Yeah, I think you should like one of those police,
Yeah, siren. I could call
sirens.
911 and be like,
Like,
knock on this
wake
guy's
up,
door.
we have a deal.
I mean, if this thing gets done at think about it. If it gets done at 9 a.m. Eastern, that's 6 a.m. Pacific. You're gonna be sleeping for another 5 hours.
I know. Well, how about this? We'll be with you tomorrow on the radio, John and Jim, starting at 3 o'clock, extra 1360, iHeartRadio app, free to download. Do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's a deal before that, potentially wrap-up show.
Wait, what are you saying? If there's no deal before 3 p.m., we're going to do a wrap-up show before 3 or
No. I said if there's no
night?
deal before 3, we'll talk about it tomorrow at 3. Hopefully there's a deal during our show. But if there's a deal before our show tomorrow at
We'll do a wrap-up show. We'll go
10
live. I mean,
a.m.?
if there's a deal at 10 a.m., we'll go live.
Oh, yeah, we're going live. Okay, fine. We're done.
Or, yeah. So Kyrie, who, by the way, did you see what he did tonight?
Yeah, 50 points on 16 to 19 shooting.
Yeah, like the greatest shooting percentage in a 50-point game ever, top 5.
Is that good?
That's pretty good.
I also like how he mentioned that everybody needs to have everyone's back and it's a team effort.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good job. No, it is. The moment we go offline, we're going to get a
Well, then
a
we'll
Jeff
just sign back
Passanbaum.
on. If that happens, we're coming back.
All right, so I'm going to look at anybody's tweets to make sure we're good. Nothing happening.
Very quiet out there. It's very quiet.
I like it being quiet. That means everyone's working. I don't want to hear any more. I don't want to see any more tweets until it's.
Here's my question for the chat before we go. If a deal gets done tonight, what's the exact time it gets done? Like when's this deal going to get done?
3:02 a.m.
Is it 2 a.m. Pacific? Is it 4:47? Is it 8:09? I mean, when do they have to? When did they extend this out till? 5
They
p.m.?
didn't say. I didn't see anything.
Okay.
I didn't see a number. I didn't see like a time.
I have a feeling. I don't know.
I don't know either. Cobra, 9
a.m.
a.m.
Okay.
I'm with you, David. It's almost too
it's
quiet.
a little quiet.
It's a little too quiet out there. We need a Passanbaum.
2:37 a.m. Pacific. I could see it. 6 a.m. Eastern around.
Okay. All right. Midnight Pacific.
Midnight.
So
okay. We'll come back on if that happens.
12:15 a.m. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
9 a.m. My money's on passing.
Yeah, I would think so. I'd like to see someone else break it, though. That'd be pretty cool.
This is his Super Bowl to
Yep.
announce the end of the lockout.
Maybe it'll
And
be
he's going to be ready.
Pat McAfee. Aaron Rodgers.
It's gonna be me.
Yeah, deal's done.
Deal's done. 5 a.m. Okay.
We saw that we had this question earlier. The one that Mark just had here. Does this mean trade signings can happen instantly? We don't know the answer to that, Mark. We think it's going to be pretty soon. Like, there's no way it's more than 24 hours because players report like 3 days later. So it's going to happen really quick. I don't know if it's same day, if there's a 24-hour grace period, but it's going to happen real quick. Oh, Hacksaw.
Breaking news. Go to my website.
Who would be like the
deal
most
is done?
Who would be the most ridiculous person to break like this story? It would be amazing if it was someone like completely outside. It would be funny if it was like Schefter. Like, why are you breaking this?
That's a great question. Who should break the pot? Thanks a lot, Alan. Who should break the news of the lockout ending? Wrong answers.
Wrong answers only.
I'm putting that on Twitter right now. Late night.
AJ Preller.
Eric Hosmer.
Nightingale.
Russell Wilson.
Bauer. God.
No. Judd.
Or Judd.
He's been quiet since he messed up last week.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Springer.
My concern is what Alex said. Like, we're going to be sleeping when this deal gets done. I'm going to wake up like 3 hours later and be like, are you serious? There's 50,000 tweets on this.
Yeah.
Barkley and Shaq. They're going to be talking about gas prices.
Oh, dude. It's funny. Pat McAfee breaks the news. Mike Hawk. Of course. Mike Hawk. Done.
Oh, what do you say? Is that it for a Tuesday night edition of the wrap-up show?
I think it is. I think we'll be back with you tomorrow morning, hopefully, with the deal done. Dude, everyone cross their fingers. Tim Cook. Dean Spanos.
That was the big announcement from Apple today.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I will break the news.
All right, before we get out of here, we got to remind you.
Could you imagine if I had the news and I was just like holding it out on you?
You sat on it. You just
sat on it. I was like, I'll wait. OJ Simpson. Peace out, Joseph.
Before everyone gets out of here, whether you're watching live or on replay, again, if you have insurance needs and you're in San Diego, you got to call Mark Nimitz. He's in the chat here tonight. Lifelong Padres fan, lifelong San Diegan. If you have any insurance needs and you want to save upwards of $750, auto, home, renter's life, earthquake, all of this, whatever it is, he can help you. There's a link down below in the description. Click that link. Contact Mark in the morning. If you have any insurance needs, he's got unbelievable customer service. He can take care of your insurance needs in 24 hours or less. So again, if you're a Padres fan, if you support the wrap-up show, if you have any insurance needs, please contact Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. There is a link down below. Mark will talk insurance with you. He'll talk Padres baseball with you as well.
Yeah, all his information is above my head, Nimitz at farmersagent.com. Also support Aura, www.aura.organic. Use our promo code WRAPUP. First order, you get 30% off. If you want to live a healthy lifestyle, go to Aura right now. You'll thank us later.
And if you're buying Padres tickets, when this lockout ends, there's a link down below. You get the Fan Protect guarantee through StubHub. If you're purchasing Padres tickets in 2022, do so through us with the wrap-up show. Reminder, please subscribe. If you're a Padres fan, year-round exclusive Padres content right here on the wrap-up show. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, smash the like button if you're here live or on replay, and follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Mark, we appreciate you, man. Fingers are crossed. Get this thing done, MLB.
Mm-hmm.
Get this thing done, the MLB. I'm kidding.
Come on, the MLB.
The MLB.
Peace out.
Get this done.
Get done, Jim, the MLB.
For Jim, I'm John. This has been the wrap-up show presented by Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. Get some sleep.